Good morning, Colfax, and welcome to another episode of CTV.
Today, we explore the new QR codes, a message from our producer and my co-anchor Max, and enjoy another Around the PVL with Sarah.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm CTV producer Max Wolf. At CTV, we've been working on making our content as visually pleasing as possible, while communicating all the important information swirling around the Falcon Empire. In an effort to get more people involved in the process, I challenged my staff to come up with 3 new show intros. I told them, do whatever you want, express yourself. I've yet to see them, and we're excited to share them with you today. The first entry is from Jordan Hill, our hardworking equipment manager and reliable camera op.
She take it low, she fine as hell, she bout to go. She doing a thing out on the floor. Her money, she make it look at the way she shake it, make you want to touch it, make you want to taste it. How you lustin' for, going crazy, face it now, don't stop. Get it, the way she shake it, make you wanna hate it. Think she double jointed from the way she split it, got your head fucked up from the way she did it. She's so much more than you used to. She knows just how to move to seduce.
Whoa, okay, sorry about that. Guess my first mistake was the blind reveal. Jordan, I definitely don't think that's the direction we were going. Our second entry is from our cinematic and technical guru, Jake Smothers. Let's see what's swirling around in his head.
This is where CTV gets its mojo, baby. This is CTV.
I never would have guessed musical dance numbers would be Jake's bag. I really need to talk to my staff more often. Our final entry came from one of our youngest reporters and rising star, Mary O'Rourke.
Well, there you have it. 3 different intros from 3 very different perspectives. This represents the diversity of our CTV team. And if you're thinking about CTV next year, just remember, we have a spot for your perspective as well. Enjoy the show. So, Tanya, a little birdie told me that you recently shadowed our peer mentors in the days leading up to the rollout of the QR codes.
That I did, Max, and in fact, I learned a lot. So let's take a look at some of the footage that I gathered.
If you haven't noticed, quick response codes have been popping up all around campus to give students the opportunity to confidentially share with mental health specialists at Colfax.
So QR codes, mainly what we want to do with them is it's basically a barcode that you scan with your phone, and it allows you to, maybe you need help, or it just allows you to help someone else. So basically, some of these are in the Learning Commons, some of these are in the office. And there's one right outside of the Nest of Wellness in the window. And basically, you just take your phone camera and you scan it and you hold it, and this little tab will come up here, and it brings you to a Google Doc. And you sign in and you basically just fill it out, and that's how it works.
I've been hearing a lot about these QR codes of recent, so it's nice to finally get the details.
Once we work past all the kinks, I think these QR codes will be yet another positive force for change on campus.
In other news, the annual Seniors vs. Staff basketball game will be tipping off February 14th. If you'd like to play, you need to donate at least one can to the Canned Food Drive or an item to the Winter Drive. All proceeds will be donated to the Right Hand Shelter. The Seniors vs. Staff game is always fun, so don't miss out. The time to sign up your team of 5 is now, seniors.
That's right, Max. But shifting on to PVL sports, most of you now know that playoff season is upon us, and Sarah has the scoop.
Let's go there now.
Hey there, Cool Facts, and welcome back to Around the PVL. We are wrapping up our winter sports and for some heading into the postseason playoffs and slowly adjusting to spring. Well, at least as the weather allows. Our ski and snowboard teams have qualified 5 boys and 3 girls for the state championships. That is the most qualifiers in 7 whole years. The team has been sidelined multiple times with weather cancellations, but hope to be back on the mountain Monday for a league race. The team is currently holding the #1 spot in league, and they aim to stay there with a good showing at North Star. Kicking out to the pitch, our girls soccer team closed out the PVL schedule with a dominant 10-0 win over Foothill. The win secured their 2nd place finish in league, and they now await their seeding for the CIF playoffs. The brackets can be found at CIFSJS.org, and their first game is likely to be a home match Wednesday night. So grab a blanket and head on out to the Marston Stadium for some playoff soccer. Also gearing up for the postseason and wrapping up another successful league run is our newly crowned PVL champion girls basketball team. The girls finished their PVL with a perfect 10-0 record and bumped their overall record to 24-3. This is the first time in another 7 years that a Lady Falcons basketball squad has taken league. Senior and 3-time varsity basketball player Amber Holt has more on that. The girls basketball team is poised to grab the #1 seed in the Sac Joaquin Section Division IV playoffs, and their success is all about putting relentless pressure on their opponent.
Girls basketball team are the defending Division V section champions and have already captured the Pioneer Valley League title this season with a perfect 10-0 record. This team can score in bunches averaging over 57 points per game, but it's their relentless defensive pressure that makes them a Division IV section title contender. The Colfax pressure never stops, and this Colfax team is hoping to keep the pressure hammer down all the way to a section title. Reporting for CTV, I'm Dalviana Ackerman, signing off.
And that's going to do it. Colfax 61, Linders 8.
And on the boys' side, despite many setbacks and a season that did not turn out like the Falcons basketball program had hoped, their perseverance paid off last Wednesday.
The boys' basketball program had high hopes coming off a state Final Four appearance a year ago, but Wednesday night faced Playing for Pride against Lyndhurst, a team who had beat them once before. It was a seesaw battle all night long, but the combined efforts of all players and coaches helped notch the win for the Falcons. Despite a playoff berth being out of reach, their perseverance paid off and will keep paying off long after the season is over. Reporting for CTV, I'm Spencer Hall, signing off.
Perseverance never fails in the long run. Well, that is all I have for you this week. Next week, we are getting closer to spring sport matchups in full throttle in playoff mode. I'm Sarah Detweiler, and I will see you next week.
Congratulations to all the playoff-bound teams, and we here at CTV wish you the best of luck in the postseason.
Hopefully we'll be attending a couple more banner hanging ceremonies before the year's end, Autania.
Well, Max, Dick told me the other day that he bet his Rolls Royce and his penthouse that Colfax will be adding at least one new banner to its collection.
You know, normally, Autania, I wouldn't believe a word that man says, but in this case, I'm buying in.
Well, Max, as they say, all good things must come to an end, so we have reached the end of today's show.
But next week, we'll be back again with the very first Falcon Spotlight of the year, another Around the PVL with Sarah, and an Athlete of the Week.
I'm Autania Mira.
And I'm Max Wolf. Take care, Falcons.